Seoul Reuters. South Korea's film industry is reeling toward the end of the year with one of the most talked about projects in recent months. If We Were, Managaeori, a romantic realistic film that managed to steal the public's attention even before its trailer was released. Today, Showbox Movie has finally released one of the most emotional stills from the film, featuring two main stars at the center of the spotlight, Moon Jae-young and Koo Kyo-hwan. The stills, which show the two sitting at Pojangmaka's signature blue roadside table, not only sparked a fan reaction, but also opened up new discussions about the film's storytelling style, its emotional overtones, and the potential for a very strong chemistry between the two top actors. Pojangmaka scene that left fans amazed. In the picture uploaded by Showbox, Moon Jae-young appears to be staring deeply at Koo Kyo-hwan. The look in his eyes was gentle, yet loaded with an emotional charge that could not be ignored. He looked like someone who was trying to make sense of an unfinished past, or perhaps trying to hold back from opening something he had long wanted to say. On the other hand, Koo Kyo-hwan sits in a forward-leaning posture, as if trying to bridge the emotional distance between them. There was a seriousness in his facial expression, something that signaled that this wasn't just a light conversation. Bottles of soju set on blue tables, simple meals of tteokbokki and other unju, and nighttime Pojangmaka lit by purple and green neon lights create an intimate atmosphere that often appears in Korean dramas and movies that show the realities of adult life. But what makes this picture so powerful is not the characteristic set of properties or locations, but the gestures and expressions of the two actors. The chemistry that was created felt so natural, as if they were not acting but really two people who were reunited by fate after a long time. The picture was immediately flooded with comments from fans of Moon Jae-young, who is known for playing female characters with complex emotions, as well as Koo Kyo-hwan, a versatile actor who has become widely known for his strong and eccentric performances. Back to the Future. The story of If We Were Showbox gives a little picture in the caption of the upload. When the present meets the past, Yunho times Youngwon Panorama still released. Realistic relationship between Koo Kyo-hwan times Moon Jae-young in December 31st. From here, the public began to understand that the film will address two main characters named Yunho and Youngwon, two people who once shared a past, but were later separated by circumstances, decisions, or perhaps time that never took their side. The film is said to carry a narrative structure that flows back and forth between the present and the past, an approach that is quite often used in the genre of realistic romance, but each time well executed, is able to create a very strong emotional effect. The theme of what if, which is at the heart of the film's story, also makes the public more curious. In real life, questions like these are universal questions that at least once come to the minds of everyone who has ever fallen in love, lost, reunited, or realized that human relationships do not always end with a definite answer. By partnering Moon Jae-young, an actress who has repeatedly proven her ability to bring emotional characters full of nuance, and Koo Kyo-hwan, an actor with unique charisma and deep acting skills, this film is predicted to be one of the year's most memorable. Closing films. Scene details. The narrative behind the released images seems simple, but if you look deeper, there are many things to say. I gaze. Moon Jae-young looks at Koo Kyo-hwan with a look that reflects longing, confusion, and a bit of an unhealed wound. This kind of gaze rarely appears except in two people who have a fairly deep past relationship. Body posture. Koo Kyo-hwan leans forward, like someone trying to pluck up the courage to reveal something he's been keeping for a long time. Blue Pojangmaka table. In Korean culture, Pojangmaka is often the place where complex relationship scenes take place, be it a breakup, a confession, or the healing of old wounds. The use of this location already gives clues that their conversation is very emotional and important. Bottle of soju. Two open bottles signal that their conversation is long, perhaps about a past that was never resolved. Color. Neon purple. The purple color that dominates the background creates a nostalgic feel. This color is often used in films to imply memory, feelings of loss, or incomplete romance. All these elements work together to form stills that are not only visually beautiful, but also full of meaning. Fan reaction. More than just stills. As soon as the picture was released, netizens immediately flooded the comments. Many were surprised by the depth of the two's chemistry despite the novelty of one's stills. Fans of Moon Jae-young and Koo Kyo-hwan called them the most unexpected, but very fitting couple. Comments that adorn the upload. Looks like a real couple. Moon Jae-young can always make an emotional atmosphere come alive. Koo Kyo-hwan's expression is so deep. Want to see them on the big screen. Why do I feel like this is going to be the most heartbreaking movie of the year? Even some Korean celebrities also seem to like the post, including Moon Jae-young's official fanbase account. This further strengthened the enthusiasm of the public. The influence of Moon Jae-young, the actress who always brings emotions to life. Moon Jae-young has over the past few years been known as one of those actresses who has an uncanny ability to build chemistry with her co-stars, whoever they are. Whether he plays cheerful, fragile, wounded, or complex characters, Jae-young always manages to make the audience feel connected to his emotions. In If We Were, her chemistry with Koo Kyo-hwan looks strong even in still images. This adds to the public's expectations of the film, not only in terms of the story, but also in terms of the dynamics of the characters to be played. Koo Kyo-hwan, actor with unexpected charisma. Koo Kyo-hwan is known as an actor who has a unique acting style, bold, full of character, full of depth. Although he often plays in the action or thriller genre, he is also able to display a very strong emotional side, as seen in the film Escape from Mogadishu or D.P. Combined with Moon Jae-young, Kyo-hwan presents a combination that feels new but is very promising. Their chemistry doesn't feel artificial. It feels like two real people who have a personal story in their relationship. The most anticipated film of the war, with a release date set for December 31st, the film is predicted to be a work that closes the year with a lot of feeling. Many fans have said that this is the type of movie that will make viewers reflect, maybe cry, or even recall someone from their past. The film is directed by Kim Do-young, who is known for his gentle yet emotional visual approach. He is able to capture the nuances of human relationships very honestly, without exaggeration, but still touching at what awaits in the movie. Based on the information released, the film will feature two timelines, the present and the past. The story focuses on Yoon-ho and Jung-won's once close but separate relationship. They meet again and have to face the questions they have been avoiding. There will be many emotional dialogue scenes, including this scene in Pojangmaka. Main themes: regret, second chances, unhealed wounds, and suppose. Conclusion: from just one picture, emotions are already great. Many films are able to create a huge wave of enthusiasm from just one stills. And yet, If We Were managed to do it. Moon Jae-young and Koo Kyo-hwan look like a couple who once had a deep story. Their expressions speak louder than any dialogue. The film seems to be not just a love story, but a human story. A story of choice, distance, time, and feelings that never really go away even when stored deeply. If We Were will air December 31st and is predicted to be one of the most emotional films of the end of the year. As public enthusiasm for Moon Jae-young and Koo Kyo-hwan stills grew, discussions began about the character dynamics they would bring. Although the full plot has not yet been announced, rumors circulating in the Korean film community and online portals indicate that Yoon-ho and Jung-won are not just ex-lovers who have reunited. Their relationship is said to be deeper, more complex. A relationship that was never given a chance to develop, or perhaps a relationship that had grown but stopped because of something unexpected. Some Korean film analysts judge that the stills released by Showbox depict important moments in the film. The moment when the two finally talk about what they have been avoiding for years. The conversation, though only depicted through one still photo, looked like one of the emotional climactic scenes. The look in Jung-won's, Moon Jae-young, eyes seemed to imply a question he'd never been able to ask in the past, while Yoon-ho's, Koo Kyo-hwan, attitude seemed like someone who was finally ready to speak honestly about what he had been saving all along.